everybody. Welcome, welcome. How you Libras doing today? I hope everybody is doing good and well. My name is Patty. I'm here to do your intuitive tarot. I do intuitive tarot. It is divine driven and divine guided, so it is a little bit different. It's also got astrology and numerology mixed in with it. This week is going to be a lot of astrology. Holy Toledo, you guys. There's so much going on with not only the moon, but there's a lunar eclipse. There's 3 retrogrades going on. It's crazy. But main key is divine, the way that he wants things to turn out or go for your life. And hopefully this resonates with you. If it doesn't, it is a general reading. You might hear somebody in your mind say, hey, this sounds like so-and-so. Let them know. Maybe they would like to watch the video as well and help them. So I'm going to pull 3 cards, oracles, and I'm going to pull the Divine's card, then the current energy, and then the future energy. Oh, again. Definitely this week. Wow. Future energy. And that may be with the planets because it's about a couple months, June and July as well. With June coming up, woo, in another week. Can't believe that. But also, too, the planets are going crazy. So it probably has to do a lot with that. So the future energy will be a little bit of the astrology in there as well. All right. Any other news? Yes, we have some new dailies. So I'm back to doing dailies again for a while and see how that goes again. So 1 minute daily every morning, Monday through Friday. They are loaded up very, very early in the morning because some people are in other countries. So I hope you watch those. The way to know those are on is subscribe and hit the bell. You'll be notified when those come up and are uploaded. The only other announcement I have is that the 26th we have a full moon, and I will be doing a full moon in a retrograde as well as the lunar eclipse. So it'll be probably a little bit longer just because the retrogrades are really strong and have different effects. So we're going to go with that. All right, so let's get going. So I've got 2 of our oracles out already. I have the Divine's card as the Fiery Fairy. The Fiery Fairy is all about creative action, optimism, being optimistic. You're going to need it this week, let me tell you. It is going to be a crazy week. All right. Yeah, this is going to be one of those weeks that all signs, there's a couple of them that are going to be, I'll tell you about that on the 26th. All signs are going to want to just really be in control of themselves this next week because of the full moon and the retrogrades. And also, too, a lot of things happening in the air. This is the Fiery Fairy. So creative action and optimism is the Divine's card. With meaning, stay positive, try to bring some joy, pick your battles, pay attention to what's going on, make sure that you're your authentic self, your absolute truth self. This is also the number 3, to acknowledge everything that is happening, not only around you, but within you, because these retrogrades are going to have a lot to do with your inner self. And it's going to mess with your mind a little bit. So really pay attention to that. Acknowledge the optimistic side, the creative side that will lift you up during this next week. The Stag is the current energy. That is the 24th through the 30th. The Stag is about leadership and pride. Okay, and it's also more of a masculine energy, but it's the number 8, which is about progress and rewards. I don't know how many times that 7 and 8 are coming up. It's all about your potential and your ambition and your progress and rewards. This is a really transformation kind of a time. Future energy. This is right now in the next couple of months, a very worldly energy, because this is the next 2 months. This is a lot about anger, and this is a lot about retaliation and jealousy and how to control that. This is retrograde energy big time. It's all about controlling this, and controlling this. We definitely want to do that. And again, their first card out and the third card out, both number 3s. Acknowledge that maybe you're weak in holding your tongue. Acknowledge maybe that you're weak in saying things that you shouldn't, or thinking things that you shouldn't, because you don't even know if they're true or not. That's how assumptions happen, and most of the time you're wrong. So these are kind of things that are wanting you to pay attention to. All right. So, and again, as we look at the wasp and the future energies, we have to really be mindful and fight that we stay positive, that we stay lifted up, that we have to lift somebody else up. Say, hey, you know, maybe you don't want to say that. That's not really nice. That's, you know, not polite. There's going to be a lot going on, really, between the 26th and the 30th. So if you're watching this recorded around the 23rd, these are the energies that are already starting to happen. All right, so start paying attention to those around the 23rd, because it's going to get crazy, definitely crazy. All right, so I'm going to do this reading a little bit differently today. So we have the Magician, the Nine of Wands, and the 7. Thank you. Getting some downloads here. And the 7 of Cups. We've got 2 Cups and Wands here. Divine is saying you're manifesting whatever you want. Divine is saying you can manifest good or you can manifest not good, which means you have the choice, freedom of choice. So definitely somebody's manifesting not so good, because number 1, which is the Magician in the tarot deck, is about manifesting things of new, manifesting things that are maybe more spiritual, maybe more second dimension. It all just depends on what you look at, because if his table is full, you've got earthly things, worldly things there, as well as spiritual. So the wand is more spiritual, because the wand is always leading up. You're always looking that they're either holding it up or they're holding it. This is sort of a communication tool between the worlds, between Earth and also the non-dimensional. And somebody is manifesting not very good, because the reason why they're manifesting things not very good is because they're so distracted. Thank you. There's so many distractions. You're paying attention to the world's stuff. You're paying attention to stuff that really doesn't matter. You're paying attention to the things of the world that you need to let go of. So for me, I'll give an example. We can only do so much in our communities and our homes, and we only have the power so much to do what we can as an individual. So I do not worry about worldly politics, because I can only play my part, and that's all I can do. But if I sit there and I moan and groan about all this stuff that is happening around the world, you're focusing in on the wrong things, because you cannot control it, and that is very earthly. So, but if you are saying, I'm going to manifest something more out of love, or more out of truth, or whatever, truth is worldly. However, absolute truth is divine. That's love. Everything is based from love. And I know that's a confusing concept for a lot of people, because they're like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, it is. There's love and fear. Which one are you going to base it on? So, I mean, we could sit here and have a conversation for hours if you would like. But the thing is that absolute truth is love. And everything else, is fear. Lies are based out of fear. People lie. People cheat. People do this. They're fearful. Otherwise, why would you keep it a secret? So somebody is manifesting their own problems, their own troubles, and they're not being optimistic about things that can turn around and change. Change is always happening. And the thing is, pride will hold you. That's your current energy. Pride will hold you back. Okay? And it will hold you back from your rewards, because pride is selfish. Pride is selfish. But this person is sort of stuck because they're just sort of stuck in everything that they've done, all the wounds that they have, all the troubles that they're having. They're sort of in the middle of it. They're being distracted. It's very worldly. It's very roller coaster. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to think. I'm just so confused. I have no clue. That kind of a thing, because you're just paying attention to everything that you shouldn't be paying attention to. If you're to stop a minute, and this is where your anger comes from, by the way, and your jealousy and your insecurities, because somebody's very insecure. When they get into a relationship, they get jealous for no reason at all. That person could be the most solid, loyal person that there is. However, you get jealous. That's an insecurity that you have to work on. Okay, that's sort of like, you're trying to control everything. You're trying to be the leader of everything. You're trying to manifest everything, do everything, and it doesn't work that way. Life does not work that way. So for somebody, this is definitely a time to really refocus and collect yourself, because this is the 9 of Wands, which is all about you're over the top doing it. And what that means is that it's time to sort of look at things in a different perspective. So instead of thinking about, oh my gosh, I was a single parent, nobody helped me, I didn't make it through, I've had to, live off of food stamps. Sometimes we didn't have a home. This is more of a complaining self. This is more of a worldly, negative looking thing. And what Divine is saying is, you look at what happened. Look at, I got you through it. You're still here. Your kids are here. You're healthy here. You know what? And hey, wow, look, and in the optimistic way, saying, yeah, I went through heck, but you know what? I'm stronger for it. I'm wiser for it. I know a lot more about life for it. My kids, I learned a lot from blah, blah, blah from the kids. This is the optimistic way to look at things, rather than the pity party, woe is me, victim mentality things. Okay. But somebody may be right in the middle of this, wanting to change this mentality, because you might be alone a lot. And maybe you're alone, not by choice, but because you complain a lot, you're angry a lot, or you're too jealous. And this can all change just by turning it around and looking at the optimistic level. Okay. This is, I guess, the Divine, I think I'm in chapter 3 now. Divine has me writing a book about being in your rock bottom. I'm not sure what he's going to title it, but definitely about being in your rock bottom, where your core foundation is, why we get to a rock bottom, how to get out of a rock bottom, and all that kind of stuff. It's been really, it's draining, because the Divine is helping me write it, because I don't really know what he wants me to say. However, I'm learning a lot, and I'm like, I don't speak this way, but the Divine does. Anyway, it's interesting. So that'll be coming out here, and I'm going to do a video on it too when I get close to being into the end of it. So we have the Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the 9 of Swords. Boy, the 9 of Swords is showing up, and the reason why, retrogrades. This is going to be a hard week. This is going to be a hard week for a lot of people, because now for this, there also might be communication issues. This could be a different energy here. Somebody's got some communication problems. Like I'm seeing 2 people, and they're just frustrated. They really want to be understood, but they're not being understood. They're trying really, really hard, but they just can't seem to get the right words out. And so they're really, really frustrated. They're really struggling with this. It's also making them angry, because it seems like this keeps happening over and over and over again. And this may be a community. I don't think this is a job. I think this is friends or family, or even it could be a partner, like a lover or something like that. However, this person is extremely sad, because they just can't seem to get the words out the way that they want to. And you know what? A lot of the things about relationships and no matter if it is friends, family, or lovers, husband and wife, or whatever, it is communication. It is hugely communication. It's either a breakdown in communication, a misunderstanding in communication, lack of communication, or fear of communication. I don't say love because most of the time in communication, if you're really communicating well, then the love is just there. However, most of the problems in relationships has to do a lot with communication. And so this person ends up being angry or frustrated, or I don't believe this is a retaliation kind of a thing, but somebody is just really having. Now there is an offering. Somebody is trying to understand, but they're missing the mark somehow. And I don't know who that's with. But don't get in your head so much. Somebody is really too much in their head about it. Stay optimistic. Say, okay, I don't know how to think of something that for this person, think of something that you're having a problem communicating with. It could also be for this person too. Because if you're having a hard time changing your mindset, you have to pick one thing at a time. You cannot say, oh man, I just need to change. That's sort of generic. That's like when I say when you talk to divine, you can't talk generic. You got to talk in specific to divine, right? But the thing is that these cards just stick. And I don't know if they're ever, I've been shuffling these cards even off screen. I've been shuffling them and they just stick. I don't know what kind of, these are from Africa, so I don't know what kind of, and sometimes my hands turn black. So I don't know what kind of ink they used. But the thing is that we can only pick one thing at a time, because if we try to do everything, it's too overwhelming. So like if you're having a thought process like, I don't know how to get rid of my anger, and because they say, well, you always sound so angry. So they did that to me for a long time. So they would say, you just sound angry all the time. I said, no, I'm not. It's just the tone of my voice. I literally had to think about the tone of my voice every time I opened up my mouth, and I had to bring it up a notch, because I would speak lower, whatever, and it's lower and it wasn't. So I had to think about that and bring up a notch, because I remember my mom one time crying, and I said, what's wrong? She goes, everybody just thinks I'm angry and I'm not. And I hated to say it, but we have these little jowls, and sometimes they make you look like you have what they call a bitch face. And she would say, I'm not angry. I said, well, maybe smile more, or maybe, I didn't know, but I felt bad because it would bring her to tears. So this is sort of just like something little, bring the tone up, or, you have to work at yourself. A lot of this definitely have to work at yourself. This is just an example. I had to work up myself on that. I have to work on myself on all kinds of things. I have to work on myself a lot about not going back to my old self and assuming things that really I need to put back. Because, again, the devil, low vibrations, whatever is going to pop up, because it knows how my brain works, and it's going to pop up. These distractions are going to pop up to get you back to go to your old ways and say, you know what, they're probably doing this, or they're probably doing this, or maybe they're with somebody, or maybe they're not calling you because, whatever reason that is a negative. It's like, oh, they don't like you, or whatever. You go back to that old self. You have to nip that in the bud, because that will not only bring that devilish pride up, but it will also create anger that is not even real. It is, an assumption. And what do we know about assumptions? Sometimes they make an ass out of you and me, the word, So you got to really, really not be distracted by the low vibrations and the divine. Really think about one thing that you want to work on this week. This is going to be really big with, I've got my notes already for the reading for the full moon and stuff. Really big about the energies this week. Really work on yourself this week. Just pick one thing and work on it. All right. We have the King of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of work going on here. There is a lot of work going on here, and the rewards will come. So this week is not about, you know, a lot of abundance coming in, because the full moon, when the full moon comes in, is about actually releasing. We want to release that old self, that old mindset about something, so that we can release it so the abundance can come in, because the Nine of Pentacles definitely is about working hard, seeing the rewards, seeing everything of the process that actually got you there, and taking the blinders and put your little blinkers on. We call those blinkers in the horse world. When you see a horse race and they've got these little things, or if you're on a carriage ride, you've got the horse with the blinkers, because they don't want that horse to get distracted with things going on outside, because it'll freak them out. And this will freak you out. So you want to pay attention and focus on one thing at least, because the divine is really trying to get you to lift yourself up to a more positive, higher self, higher vibration, so that you guys can communicate one-on-one. Not me, I'm the conduit. You guys can talk. Divine and you can talk all you want, but he needs you to get to that higher vibrational energy. All right. So I'm going to do wealth, health, and wealth, health, and love and relationships. So this week I would really be mindful on controlling, because don't make any big decisions. Wait until the first week of June, when the full moon has sort of moved on. And the retrogrades are now, you know, the retrogrades are going to be there no matter what. But communication is going to be a challenge. I think it's Saturn. Yeah, Saturn. Yeah. Saturn and Pluto and Mercury. Oh my gosh. This is like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm going to fight. I'm going to just fight. I hate those energies. But there is good energies, because it is going to make you think about things. It is going to make you look at your life, your work. It's going to make you look at your love relationships, and you are going to question some things. So this is about a processing time, and that's been coming up all week. Last week, it's getting ready this week. It's about the number 8, you know, all over the place. 7 and 8, huge. Yeah, we got 7 and 8 there. We've got 9 twice. This is intense, very intense energies. All right, so we have for wealth is the 9 of Wands. Okay. So remember, wealth is about anything that could be tangible or non-tangible, things that could be of earth, which is anything that you can see, touch, you know, experience in that manner, like, you know, wealth, money, boats, houses, things of that nature. And then the untangible is spiritual. It's more love, compassion, empathy, anything to do of the unseen, that kind of a thing. So you really need to know what your wealth is right now, because it will release your burdens. It will release this heaviness, because somebody isn't, it's almost like your journey. What is your journey? What are your goals? What are your ambitions? Again, we have ambitions here, in the number 8s all over the place, and number 7s too. What is your ambitions? What do you want to do? That is your wealth. And what is it that you, and the way that I tell people is, what do you want to be remembered by? That's where your wealth is. I don't want somebody to remember, oh my gosh, she had a beautiful house, she had all this money, that stuff, man, that stuff can come and go like a fart in the wind. I want somebody to say, wow, you know, she was very loving, she was very strong, she was very whatever. That is not seen. That is second dimensional. But what is your wealth? This wealth is 9 of Wands, which means to release a burden, to release some hardship, to release, like when here's hypothetical, okay? So I'm a single mom or single parent, and I connect with a person, we get married. That takes a burden off, because now we have two people working in one as together, a team and a load and that kind of a thing, to take the load off, sort of like that. That is one there. Okay, so for health, we have the Four of Cups. Okay, so the Four of Cups in reverse, in reverse. This is in reverse. Four of Cups in reverse, what that's going to do is you're not concerned enough about your health. It's like you're thinking about it, but you're really not thinking about it that much. So just be mindful about your health, because that is also about your brain health, and your body health. To pay attention to the signs and signals that it's giving you, because depending on your age, or what's happening, or maybe if you're into sports or something and you're feeling a tinge like in your Achilles or in your or your ACL or something like that, you really want to pay attention to that, because you don't want to injure that and then be out of your game. I don't know who that's for. However, you really want to pay attention to your health. For love and relationships is the Knight of Pentacles. This is something that is coming to you. There is love that is coming to you. It is going to be more stable, more beneficial. This is not probably going to come this week, because this week is really not going to have a lot of that. But in the following week, I'm going to say that this is more. But there is something of love. Doesn't mean a relationship, but something that is going to bring you more stable. It's like when somebody says, oh man, I need $200 for my bills. I'm not going to make it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Whatever. And then all of a sudden somebody shows up, or they heard you and they give you $200. That is love. That's a love relationship. That is an unconditional love. Don't need it back. I had that happen once. I almost lost my business, and somebody overheard, and they went and got a check and wrote it to me and said, don't need it back. And this was a big amount of money. So the thing is that this love is going to be more stable. It's going to be helping you with your financial abilities. It's going to also help you, and they're going to either teach you or you're going to teach them, but it's going to bring some more stability and balance into your life. This person is, I don't know, I feel like this person's a little bit older than you, and that they, I don't know where they're at. They may even be a little bit distant, and maybe you guys are going to have to work it out as far as coming in closer to you, trying to bring this together. Like if you're in a little bit of a long distance relationship, or if this is actually somebody that might be across town or whatever, that you want to bring this together, and it'll bring more stability, because we have that. Where did we have that at? In here. Is going to bring more stability in your financials. All right. So don't forget, you guys, this is your reading, but also too, don't forget that there is going to be a full moon reading on the 26th. There are new dailies, 1-minute dailies every day. So on the 26th, I'm going to post a little announcement. It'll be uploaded here shortly. So if you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe, hit the bell. You'll know when all these things are coming on. Otherwise, don't forget to like and share. And I hope something resonated with you. And we'll see you on the full moon reading, or on your next reading on the 31st. Take care, guys.